Good afternoon, and welcome to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, sponsored by Danville's church-based tutorial program. My name is Mrs. Waller, and today we will be talking about antonyms. So let's go to work.
Hello and welcome to Antonyms. In this video you'll learn about opposites. Antonyms are words that mean the opposite of each other. Ant means no, not the bug. It means opposite. Nym means name. Here are some examples. The opposite of up is down. The opposite or antonym of in is out. How about these? The opposite of loud is quiet. The antonym or opposite of big is small. Colors can be opposite too, like black and white. Times of day can be opposite as well, such as day and night. If you combine antonyms with synonyms, which are words with the same meaning, you can really make your writing interesting. For example, instead of saying the opposite of big is little, you can say the opposite of big is tiny or pea-sized or teeny-weeny. These all mean little, but aren't they a lot more fun to read and write? You can use antonyms or opposites in your writing when you're trying to explain exactly what you mean, or when you're trying to show contrast, or that something is very different. Antonyms can help make strong points when you're trying to convince someone of your point of view or your opinion. Did you know that each dictionary definition also lists the opposite of each word or the antonym? Go check it out now, and then go practice on our fun games. And until next time, always be clever.
Hey, hey.
Stop and go. Yes and no. What is an antonym? By Brian P. Cleary, illustrated by Brian Gable. Antonyms are opposites. They're words like stop and go. See how different those words are? They're just like yes and no. Big and small are antonyms, and so are front and back. Fast and slow, and high and low, as well as white and black. Up and down are antonyms, just like excited and soothed, left and right, and dark and light, and also rough and smooth. I'd like to have my chocolate hot, 'cause it's so cold today. And what if we could only ever say that we were sad? Because of antonyms, when things are right, we'll say we're glad. Like safe compared to dangerous, like heavy is to light, shy to bold, and young to old, and even dim to bright. They're opposites in meaning, as in quietly and loudly. They show a total contrast, just like shamefully and proudly. Sometimes antonyms are made with an un before a word. This is how we get unkind, unable, and unheard. Often adding this or m, or sometimes even none, will help you build an antonym with these beginnings on. For example, disrespect, impossible, nonfiction. These prefixes are helpful in displaying contradictions. Antonyms help us divide, surrounded from alone, and help compare the famous to totally unknown. They point out lots of differences, like bald and extra hairy, and gives us words to help us grow a big vocabulary. Like hefty and diminutive, absurd and somewhat normal, bravery and cowardice, quite casual or formal. In fall, the farmers harvest crops. In spring, he's busy planting them. These opposites can explain because you've got an antonym. So what is an antonym? Do you know? Antonyms are cool. So let's replace each of the highlighted words with this antonym as we get ready to do these sentences. Let's go. I couldn't stay asleep during the movie. The antonym, I couldn't stay awake during the movie. Very good. Next one. The plane will leave at 4 in the afternoon. The antonym. The plane will arrive at 4 in the afternoon. Next one. I ate my ice cream the slowest. Antonym. I ate my ice cream the fastest. Very good. Let's go on. Let's move on. Jesse collected the least seashells. The antonym. Jesse collected the most seashells. All right, we're getting the hang of this now. Next one. My dad helped me break my favorite toy boat. Antonym. My dad helped me fix my favorite toy boat. Fix, okay? Next one. She is extremely reckless when she drives. Antonym. She is extremely careful when she drives. Next one. Sheila doesn't like to swim in the shallow end. Antonym. Sheila doesn't like to swim in the deep end. The pillow is hard and fluffy. Antonym. The pillow is soft and fluffy. Next one. I donated my new clothes to charity. Antonym. I donated my old clothes to charity. Next one. Jamie can't reach the book on the low shelf. Antonym. Jamie can't reach the book on the high shelf. That's all for today. See you next time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Facebook and YouTube Live. Sponsored by the Danville Church-based tutorial program. My name is Mr. Waller, and today we will be dealing with circles. Let's begin. Okay, let's get started. We are going to identify the parts of a circle. Okay, now the first thing we want to go over is the center of the circle. We want to find the center of the circle. Okay, this measures about 3 7/16 inches. So half of that would be 1 23/32. So that would be approximately about right here. So somewhere in here would be about the center of our circle. All right. So that would be the center. All right. Next, we're going to find the diameter, the radius, the chord, and the circumference of a circle. So let's start with the radius. The radius from the center to the outside or boundaries of the circle. All right. So let's draw a line from the center to the outside boundaries of the circle. So this line right here would be our radius. And the radius is always half the size, 1/2 of the diameter. All right. So the diameter would be the full length from each boundary of the circle. It would go through the center and then to the other side of the boundary of the circle. So let's draw a straight line. So this would be the diameter, the full line. And the two end points on this line would touch the outside boundaries of the circle. So this would be the diameter. The diameter is the full length. All right, to illustrate this complete line. Next, a chord. A chord is a line that has two endpoints, but it will not go through the center of the circle. So it is a line that will be in a circle. And let's go ahead and draw one. Okay. And we got two endpoints that touches the boundaries of the circle, but it does not go through the center of the circle. So this would be a chord. Now, the last thing of the parts that we're going to identify is the circumference. Now, the circumference is the total distance around the circle. So this would be the circumference. It's the total distance. My circle isn't that good, but it's the total distance around the circle. That would be your circumference. All right. The circumference is the total distance or the outside boundaries of the circle. The outside boundary of the circle. So once again, let's go over these parts of the circle. We have the center, which is directly in the center of the circle. Directly in the center of the circle. All right, that's the center. Then we discussed the radius. The radius is a line that is from the center point to the outside boundary of the circle. So the radius also is half the distance of the diameter. The radius is half the distance of the diameter. Now, the diameter is a line with two endpoints, as you can see here, that goes directly through the center of the circle. That is your diameter. So we've covered the center, the radius, the diameter, and then a chord is a line with two endpoints. As you can see, it has two endpoints here, that touches the outside boundaries of the circle, but it does not go through the center of the circle. So that is what a chord is. And then the last thing that we covered was the circumference. And the circumference is the distance around the circle. It's the distance around the circle or the outside boundaries of the circle. Now we will discuss the definition for parts of a circle. The radius of a circle. The radius of a circle is the distance from the center of the circle to any point on its circumference. And also the radius is half of the diameter. The diameter of a circle is the distance from one point on a circle through the center to another point on the circle. The diameter is made up of two radii, which is the radius, which would be two of them, would be plural. The diameter of a circle is twice the radius. The circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle, or some may call it its perimeter. The chord of a circle is a straight line segment whose endpoints both lie on the circle and it does not pass through the center of the circle. All right, so students, we have discussed all the parts of a circle today, and hopefully you'll be able to use that in your lessons for the future. And Thursday, we will cover more on circumference, radius, and diameter. All right, well, we thank you all that viewed Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Hopefully you enjoyed learning about circles today. Have a great week.